Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal, where now I have seen what I'm sure many of you saw last episode, that there are in fact more Lyran Commonwealth missions right here on this planet. They just required us to get to 80 rep for us to be able to take them. I'm glad that I did that, despite not having realized the importance of it, because this is going to save us a lot of time, instead of us having to fly off and find another world. So, these are 5 skull missions. We're not going to be blood wheeling them. We're just going to do our very best here. Go as hard as we possibly can. And I think we probably don't have to... I went ahead and put in the repairs that I felt were necessary for us to put in immediately. But I think we probably don't have to wait for those to get done. We do sometimes use that Orion on real high skull missions, and in particular, real high skull missions where the biome is such that we want heat-efficient mechs. But I think we can figure this out. So if we're going to take on both of these missions, we don't need to put any additional effort into pushing up our reputation. Between the two of them, even at the lowest possible amount of reputation, we will still cap out. So, the mech, the only assault mech that we still need, we have 3 of 5 parts of. So we may as well take 2 pieces of priority salvage, get the rest as cash just for maximum scoring, and get in here and do some damage. I did not read the mission description. It's fine. You know what? We don't need to know. We don't need to know what's going on. We're just going to do that thing. You know, that thing we always do, where we shoot everybody. Actually, before we jump in here, we should probably take a quick look at our mech warriors. Because some of the mech warriors that we use commonly probably have enough XP built up now that we could get some extra points on them. Brass should probably take piloting until she has the 1 point of hit defense, and then let's get some gunnery skill on you.
Mech warrior training complete.
I don't think we've been using Chicken Hound very much. I don't know what is going on with why all of the menus are taking such an absurd amount of time to load. We probably just want to push gunnery on him for the moment. What is that point of guts? Is that... Ooh, that's the point that gives you the 2nd health. You know what? We'll take the 2nd level of health. Just to reduce his the amount of time he spends injured when we do put him in. Cruise is capped out, obviously. For you, we probably want to just push up to here. This last point of piloting gets you a bunch of extra hit defense. So I think we're going to hold off, because we don't really get a whole lot of... Yeah, there's almost nothing of benefit from 8 and 9 piloting. No sense in increasing his pay until we're ready to cap him out, right?
Commander.
Sourdough is absolutely ready to take the 2 extra hit defense. It's a big deal.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Man, I wish... I don't know why the menu has to completely reload every time you...
Awaiting order.
Every time you change anybody's skill points at all. We probably do just want to push gunnery on him, because, man oh man, his gunnery could use some help. He is a very, very poor shot. I suppose it is technically possible that we could see, oh, we may as well. We may as well cap you out. It is totally possible that we could see the 1 heavy that we're missing as well, so maybe we should take more than 2 points of priority salvage. I don't know. I think it's unlikely enough that I'm not gonna bother to build around it. I'm not gonna bother to take less money around that chance. Let's just leave our marks. There's a minor pirate base in the region. We'd like you to remind them that the Lyran Commonwealth is aware of their base, and they should not become complacent. And by remind them that the Lyran Commonwealth is aware of their base, we mean make it so they don't have a base anymore. Alright, so this should be pretty straightforward. Obviously, we're going the biggest and meanest mechs, except we probably are not running the crab, because it's just not a very good mech in these circumstances. We might do something like this. The Dragonfly, despite the heavy combat that it was just involved in, is in perfect shape. And then, like, Cruise in the Annihilator, or do we want Breaching Shot in the Annihilator? Yeah, maybe. No, over coolant vent, though? No, I'm going to take the coolant vent. It's just... damn thing runs too hot. Maybe we'll put Uncrackable on the Marauder. Thing also has heat problems, but... I mean, all of our mechs are going to have heat problems here. I definitely don't want to run Returned. Grass would actually be really handy. It's fine. I guess what we could do is we could move Foxglove over to the Stalker. And then put Steamfitter on the Dragonfly, maybe? Rather than Sourdough. It's like, the Bulwark is not likely to be all that useful. Yeah, maybe this is the right... Yeah, let's run it like that. So the change to the Orion is not just it's not just repairs, although it does need extensive repairs, multiple days worth of repairs. I also realized that we had a plus damage AC-10 in our bank, so I am replacing the normal AC-10 on it with that, so it'll be a little bit more headshot capable on those turns when we can't get close enough to use the SRMs. I mean, it's already, I think, a very, very strong design that'll definitely help push it over the top. Frankly, we just have good mechs. We have really good mechs, we have really good components. I mean, that's what happens 1,000 days into the career mode. Darius says, this seems straightforward. But also, remember, you can just blow up the buildings and make a run for it. That is good advice. I may very well have to do that. These 5-skull missions can get very, very tough. Which I really appreciate. It is sometimes a problem that we have around here, that we end up outscaling the strategy games that we're playing, and they become trivially easy, which is to say, boring. It's nice that this one doesn't really do that. Alright, so we got turrets. I mean, listen, we know how to deal with turrets.
What kind of place is this?
Also, we have to destroy 6 of the buildings before they'll let us go? Really? Alright, well...
Copy that, Commander.
I mean, we can certainly do that.
Consider me there. Coordinates
Man,
received.
I understand why they don't let you, but I really wish you could lay in extra fuel for your flamethrowers, because I absolutely would.
Roger that, Commander.
And I mean, that right there is why they don't let you, because people like me absolutely
Don't
would.
need to tell me twice.
Bring enough for 8 shots and just never fight the enemies. So we're expecting their garrison to be over there. I mean, I would really like to approach the turrets before fighting with the enemy robots, if possible.
Enemy contact.
Okay, well, it looks like we found the enemy robots. That is an awesome 8T.
Confirmed.
Everybody needs to get the hell over here.
Moving out.
So we do have a reading on a turret. Let's see, we see a heavy laser turret. We don't have pings on anything else yet, but I mean, there are turret stands at the corners of the base.
Confirmed.
Doesn't seem likely that they're just sitting there empty. Do I want to try to just knock this dude's head off? Yeah, I think so. We'll take the one AC-10 plus shot here and see if we can't make it happen. Let me find a spot where I don't feel like I'm in danger from that turret. I guess all I have to do is get... Actually, I thought I saw some places... Man, maybe not. I cannot actually get close enough to this big wall of rock to use it as cover. Well, we'll just have to kill the turret.
I got you.
Alright, Uncrackable. Gotta turn off the extra stuff, because this needs to be a breaching shot. Boy, he didn't even kind of hit that.
No love on that strike. How might I help?
Well... I mean, if we're gonna... I'm gonna jump in like this. We may... Or if we're gonna move in like this and just sensor lock to hit the turret, which I am absolutely going to do, then I may as well jump and get all that evasion.
Sensors locked on.
Alright, we should be able to burn that turret out pretty easily.
Yes, boss?
With the stalker.
Position confirmed.
So what are we looking at here? 232. The 20s paired is only slightly more than we need, right? 240. So we should probably fire at least this many missiles at it just to account for bad randomness. Unfortunate variance. Make sure that thing goes down.
That turret is gone.
Hopefully they don't have any LRM turrets, because that would be a real bummer.
Good to go.
The cowardice here, just like absolutely refusing to act. I mean, do I even want to fire everything at this guy? I might just give him the lighter weapons, or maybe I should just blow up one of the buildings. If he's gonna play cute little games with us, maybe we just ignore him. Boy, these are some high hit point military buildings.
Got it.
What doesn't generate heat? How many guns do I have to take offline? All the AC-10s. Maybe I should just start softening this guy up. It's really not that much damage though. I'm gonna hit this building.
Tell me what to do.
Enemy structure damaged, Commander.
Okay, that could definitely be a lot worse.
Well, their targeting skills. It's go time.
I love that people are willing to just completely talk over Steamfitter. Alright, my orders are you move up there and get vision of that turret for us. It's a heavy sniper, not a thing that we should suffer to live. Alright, let's try this again, but this time with 2 shots. I mean, we may as well throw the AC-5 on there as well. Okay, we damaged his side torso at least. So what are we looking at here? Are the ammo bins in his center? Oh, they are. Interesting. That is not the way I would have designed that. Well, how do we want to deal with this? If I move to right here, I can give him everything. We don't really need to... I mean, blowing up the side torso that has the LRM launcher in it is a totally fine way to access the center, I suppose. I think I'm actually going to reserve. Yeah, we'll just... Okay, that's an 80. Trying to remember the Highlander. Man, how heavy is a Highlander? Are they 80? Are they 85? I don't know. Okay, Stalker. We're just gonna do the same thing here that we did last time.
Move order received.
Blow this turret up with around 50 LRMs.
Turret destroyed.
You have orders?
Okay. The Annihilator. The Annihilator is the one who is going to take advantage of the
You betcha.
resolve that we've banked for Precision Strike. Let's try to just burrow right through the side of this thing. Wow, yeah, that
Did
worked.
you see that? Did you see it?
Jesus, the Annihilator does a lot of damage. What an insanely powerful mech. And yeah, I guess we just
Consider
climb
it
up here
done.
and keep working the buildings, huh?
Locking on target.
How did you manage to miss that?
Tech warriors?
How is
Show
that
what you
even
got.
possible? Well, I guess there's no reason not to just finish off the buildings, right?
structure down. It's history.
If they want to come over here and stop me, they got to come over here and stop
Yes,
me.
Commander. Target acquired is locked in.
I am noticing that their garrison is only 3 units, which makes me think that there may be going to be some reinforcements coming in or something. I can't imagine why a 5-skull mission would have you up against anything less than a full lance of opponents, right? I think I am going to just step over the hill here and... It's a Zeus. Okay, I don't think that's too terrifying. So 205 health in the legs. I think we're probably best just going straight through the center. Like, I know that shooting through that much health with bulwark and everything is not going to be easy, but I also know that we brought enough tools to get the job done.
Let's do this.
I get a... okay. Obstructed straight shot is still better than indirect fire. I think I'm going to not spend the resolve. I mean, how much... I think I'm going to not spend the resolve.
Got it.
That might be a mistake.
Oh, hell yes.
Where did I leave him? Oh, you're kidding me. I bet that's not even... I bet that's fractional. Well... We're gonna come over here and give him one of these.
I got you.
Ah. That's pretty bad luck. Neither of those projectiles hitting center. Trying so hard to keep my resolve up. So this will drop us to 48. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and drive this center.
Confirmed.
Oh, wow. Steam Fitter. Come on, dude. My mechs have decided they do not want to be victorious.
Good to go.
Right, well, I mean, obviously, his
Location confirmed.
time messing with us is over. Let's... I mean, we only have to hit him with 1 missile. I don't want to precision strike, I don't think. I think we want to save it. Can I turn on the 10 and still keep... Yeah, let's just...
Here we go.
Tech warriors, show 'em what you got.
I was going to say, if not one of those 50 missiles hits center, I'm going to be very annoyed.
What can I do for you?
I know that it's not... You're not likely to hit the center from the side, but you absolutely can. So we don't even know where the other one is. We have no readings at all.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
I mean, it can't be too far away. It was in both PPC and LRM range. I'm going to reserve down. We're going to see if it wants to come forward. It is a 90-ton mech.
How's it going?
How do we want to handle this? Can I get vision of it?
Waiting on you,
No,
Commander.
it looks like the answer to that is a big no. Can we get within sensor range? Probably not, right? Yeah, close but not quite. Okay, well then, run over here. I mean, honestly, I think I want to just... want to not generate a bunch of extra heat. Like, the situation's very under control.
Ready to rock.
Let's get you up here. Highlander 733p. Not the Highlander we need. We need the other one. Interesting that it doesn't have bulwark up, so it's sprinted. Or it doesn't have guarded, rather. Well, I mean, we can totally shoot it. Oof. Maybe not, though. Maybe I just brace and let my heat fall for a moment here.
Waiting for orders. On my way.
And since we're going to go back to full resolve, whether we shoot or not, we may as well.
This should be good.
Could not find the head with all of those bullets.
Confirmed.
Well, time for you to take your shot.
Accuracy, true volume of fire.
All of a sudden, we don't seem to be able to figure out where the top part of the enemy mech is. Let's see here. I can jump forward to there and provide the sensor scramble at least.
Got a lock.
Every single one of those missiles, I was like, oh god, is it hitting the head?
Coordinates received.
Alright, we're going to give this one more try. And it's only going to have to be one more, because this is totally going to be the one I still can't fire everything.
Tell me what to shoot.
Wow, it's not even, like, kind of trying to shoot toward the part that I aimed at.
Confirmed.
I mean, do I want to just, like, turn it all the way on? Yeah, I guess let's get him. If I were to direct more fire here, we would take out his LRMs. Okay, that's not a bad idea.
Locking in all weapons. Inflicted some heavy damage.
I'm guessing we're going to see another entire reinforcement lance, right? It has to be the case. Can't see how this was a 5-skull enemy group.
Affirmative.
Kill confirmed, Commander.
And I guess maybe it's including the turrets in the encounter budget, but no, that doesn't seem right.
I understand. Firing.
Receiving you.
They definitely still have at least one turret up.
On the move.
Alright, so 182. This should be more than sufficient.
I could do this all day.
What are your orders, Skipper?
It is definitely a little surprising how many buildings they insist we destroy on this one.
Moving out.
I think it's usually not
Moving to position.
nearly, it's like half this.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
Because it really feels like if you can be in there long enough to destroy like 3 or 4 buildings, you could probably just destroy as many as you want, right? Like you're clearly not being resisted at that point.
You got it.
Any of these particularly weak? Nope, they're all large and medium military buildings, which all have 400 health. I don't know, for some reason I can't click on that. I guess I don't have line of sight to that building, do I?
Awaiting orders.
So that turret can't be an LRM turret, or it would have shot at us earlier, right?
Good to go.
So I guess we can take our time approaching it and just blow it up when we feel like we have a moment.
Yes, Commander. Roger.
Okay, this has slightly less health than all the other buildings. a little worried about the state that we're going to be in when we do finally get the enemy reinforcements that we all know are coming.
What can I do for you? Uh-huh. Got it.
I mean, are they going to wait for us to destroy that? Probably yes. Probably the exact thing that is going to happen is they're going to wait for me to tediously whittle down all of these buildings, and then they're going to jump us while we're trying to move toward an escape. Not wild about this mission design, frankly. Okay, still can't use that, it turns out.
Engaging multiple targets.
So how's everybody
What's
doing?
the plan?
Turns out we're going to be here for a minute with not a lot of interesting decisions to make or anything. Do I want to... You know what? I'm going to reserve down. Because now he's going to have to pass his turn. Okay, or
You have
not.
orders?
I guess there's more than one turret left. That makes sense.
I've got a sensor lock.
But yeah, that's what I was worried about right there.
Receiving you.
Is the Stalker going to be able to fire enough to kill one of these things? You know what? I'll just coolant vent, it's fine.
On it. One less turret.
So I guess if we're expecting reinforcements,
I hear ya.
before we take down the final building, we should take a break and let everybody cool down.
Roger that. Fire
Unfortunately,
on
that's the
target.
thing we're going to have to do manually, because they did not bother to include a control for wait until cooled, which they maybe could have. It's a thing that you do reasonably often on missions where you're fairly sure you're going to trigger additional guys. Yeah, just go ahead. Did I miss a bunch of... Oh, it's
What's the
70...
plan?
Okay, 71. I think the plan for you is probably just move forward and sensor lock that last turret.
Sensors locked on.
Yes, boss.
Ugh, really, man? I guess this biome, like, out on a lunar surface is a pretty good place to build a base. Sorts of things that can destroy a lunar base quickly
Waiting for orders.
will not be able to afford to do so without overheating. Alright, what are we looking at here? 71, so
Here we go.
got lots of insurance there, and then we hang out for several turns without doing anything.
Yup.
You have orders?
You're good.
I believe I'll rest my mech.
I will be a little bit bummed out if I spend a bunch of turns waiting for my
Waiting on
coolant,
you, Commander.
waiting for my heat to go down, waiting for my coolant to take effect, I guess, and then we kill this last building, and that turns out to be it.
Confirmed. Affirmative, Commander.
This is actually very tedious.
Reporting.
It would be less of a problem if it didn't seem like cooling was bugged.
Copy
The
that.
problem where mechs that stand still don't cool for no
Yes,
reason.
Commander.
On my way.
Alright,
Waiting orders.
I'm gonna let that be good enough.
Have no doubt it will be done.
Did not think I was gonna have to contend with the flamethrowers. Don't know why those would be active.
Target confirmed.
Lesson inbound,
Oh, nope, I guess that's done. Weird. That was not a 5-skull mission. It wasn't even one full lance of enemies. Very, very strange. I wonder if there is actually, underneath the hood, a little bit of difficulty variance before the player is shown the difficulty, you know, just like walk it half a skull in either direction or something. Because it's very difficult to understand why some missions are budgeted the way they are. Well, plus melee hit gyros are not very exciting. 3 accuracy targeting system. I mean, obviously we finish the Zeus that we were working toward before we were just given a full Zeus. And then we also take a Highlander. I mean, we're not going to finish that Highlander. And you cannot sell the partial mech salvage. That stuff is only valuable if you actually turn it into a whole mech. PBCs sell pretty well, I think. At this point, we're absolutely taking loot just because of the sale price. I mean, we sure did leave a mark. We left a whole bunch of marks all over the surface of that planet. Hopefully this other mission that we have here will be a little bit livelier. I don't necessarily need it to be more difficult. There's nothing wrong with taking it easy, maybe coasting just a little bit, but a little more exciting would be cool. Alright, so let's see what we got. A weapons shipment. We need to make a deniable strike on a Merrick convoy. Oh hey, that's good. We do need to drive down our Free Worlds League rep. And for exactly the same reasons, 2 points of priority salvage. And I think we're just going to take the same mechs and the same pilots. There were definitely some problems with it. The heat is certainly an issue, but we also got the job done with no meaningful damage, not even really being fired on at all, which is impressive considering how many turns we were not able to shoot all of the weapons. So this one is a convoy destruction. These can be a little tricky because, in my experience, the difficulty system significantly under-budgets vehicles. Like it considers vehicles to be way, way, way easier than they are on average. So we might find that this is a very dangerous group of enemies. Could be like 5 demolishers and also a full lance of real 5-skull type mechs. Fingers crossed. Let's just hope that it's like 1 Highlander 733, just so we can take home the pieces we need, and then a bunch of stingers or something. Alright, we've picked up the convoy. Find the vehicles, move in, blow them all up. You know the thing. So is that the interception? Yeah, intended interception point where they are going is over here. It's a pretty straight shot from the intended interception point. Alright, so we want to take this high ground then, I think.
10-4.
Yes, Commander.
On it.
I don't know, maybe we don't all want to take the high ground. Maybe I could have had like some of them move down along the road, because movement along the road is faster
Yes,
at least.
Commander. I understand.
Our target is within sensor range.
Reporting.
Okay, we have a
Enemy
60-ton mech and 80-ton vehicle. Definitely not expecting to see a 60-ton here. I wonder if the mission budget is for multiple lances. Boy, without you being able to see anything,
Awaiting orders.
I mean, we can have him jump up and get vision at
Firing
least.
jump jet.
That is a rifleman, 60, 80, 80. Okay, the vehicles could be really dangerous. I might even just sensor lock a vehicle rather than... Yeah, let's see what this is.
Got a lock.
A snub PPC carrier.
Ready to rock.
Man, I really wish that I could get up on this rock, because I'm sure we would have vision from up there. Really? Don't have... Yeah, I guess you wouldn't. Well, that's unfortunate.
Copy that, Commander.
I guess we'll just run the Marauder real deep so that it can try to head people off up here. They sure do have just 7 combat units. No, 8 combat units within our sensor range.
Standing by.
Looks like we're gonna have a hard time keeping up with these vehicles a little bit.
Confirmed.
I think we just go ahead and hammer this thing. So it's got as much as 123 health in some of its locations. I think I'm gonna not aim here because I want to aim with the Annihilator in a second. See if we can cut that rifleman in half.
Primary target is damage command. Keep it up. Primary target damage.
Alright, that will totally do.
Bring it down.
Vehicle trashed.
Okay, that's a Battlemaster. That is a considerably more real opponent. You're really not... man. Okay, well, you also just sprint up here, I guess, then.
Uh-huh.
So the vehicles, for the most part, are just going to ignore us, which is obviously a problem. Oof, boy, I don't want to commit to every enemy being able to see the hoplite. That seems like a recipe for unpleasantness. How about we move the Dragonfly first? So this way we'd be able to see all of the enemy mechs, and they'd all be able to see me. That gets me a vehicle as well. It's dangerous for sure. Okay, so we get a Demolisher, LBX, Shrek PPC Carrier, Warhammer, Battlemaster, Quick Draw, yeah. Sadly, not a single mech that we actually care about. Well, we could try to burn down the rifleman and the quick draw first, I think. We can actually do a fair amount of damage to these pretty quickly. I am still sort of in his front arc. I think we just go dead center with all these weapons. Shouldn't be that hard to break through. And that thing has to be very careful.
What are your orders, Skipper?
It's capable of generating an awful lot of heat all at once. I might want to... That Battlemaster doesn't actually have any damage reduction. So I might want my move here to be try to go at his face. I'm a little worried, obviously, about the exposure on this much lighter mech. Here we go. This is a place where I'm not targetable by too many.
I'm there.
All right. You screwed it up an awful lot of times last mission, but that's okay. You were just saving all your luck for right now.
True volume of fire.
Nope, not even kind of. Didn't even try to shoot where I said to shoot.
Receiving you.
That's a real shame. That would have been a good mech to take out quickly.
Affirmative.
I think we're going to do the same thing here. Let's just bomb this guy out.
New sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
Oh, okay. Jesus. A second lance while we're still fighting the first lance, while we still have to be chasing down these very fast-moving vehicles. Totally sucks. Huge problem.
Don't need to tell me twice.
It's 138 center health. I think we just give him everything. Let's just knock him out real fast. Because apparently we're going to have to dispose of these enemy robots with a real hurry.
Orders.
Damn it, I really want to be able to see them around the edge here. This is not a safe place to be. Alright, I'm gonna... Instead of going after the vehicles with this thing, I'm gonna have this thing try to take that Battlemaster again. But I do not like it. There we go. Alright.
Target down.
I think we are way, way, way below expected value on headshots this episode. Oof. Straight through that leg armor, huh?
Armor
Jesus.
breach. Internal damage. Reporting.
Pretty much straight through that leg. Alright. I think I'm going to do this, because we need vision of these
There we
vehicles.
go.
So just 2 normal PPC carriers. Think we wanna... Yeah, we gotta start softening them up. And I don't want to aim.
He's going down.
Oh, we actually almost got that. Trying really hard to select this. Okay, 23 health. It's going to be hard to guarantee shots to the front with the Stalker, unfortunately. And the distant enemy lance has long-range weapons and a clear line of sight. So that's going to complicate matters slightly. Jesus.
Good to go.
Are you sure you don't want to throw 3 or 4 more robots worth of garbage at me?
Consider me there.
Alright. We are gonna go a little bit hard on these vehicles. Let's try to knock this one out with the full volley.
It's go time.
Because we have got to limit the amount of area that they have vision over. It is just wild how much you routinely cannot see, Cruz.
Affirmative.
Okay, I really need to have the hoplites turn. Ah, come on. You absolutely... Oh, it minimized. Cool. You absolutely suck.
I took a hit in the meat.
Yeah, that's... You should never be in a position where a mech can get shot like 7 times between its turns. And now that it's knocked down, actually, it's going to be so much worse. Yeah, now that it's knocked down, they get to do all of their distant mechs on it. That's probably just dead, huh? Yeah, Uncrackable's almost certainly dead. And we can't withdraw because we need the reputation too badly. So we probably just lost our Marauder. I'm pretty sure we have a backup Marauder. We probably lost our Marauder and Uncrackable here. I'm gonna put. What am I gonna do? How am I going to try to entice them to shoot at somebody else? Which is, I believe, our only hope. I don't know, man. I'm not sure that it's doable. If I do this, we're going to lose sight of that vehicle, and it's going to get away. Oh, well, actually, yeah, it's going to take off. And actually, I can't get close enough to fire the flamethrowers, can I? Oh, no, that's what I really need to do. Shoot. We can't get through 110 ammo worth of, or 110 armor worth of front armor, because he is just going to survive. He's going to get to do whatever it is he feels like doing. Oh, this is bad. Okay, you're gonna not move. This is my big play. You are going to not move in an attempt to look like an easy target.
Time to bug out. Get to the LZ, folks.
And we are absolutely going to run away if we can.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Nope, buddy, you are going to stand perfectly still. You're going to look like an easy target. Oh, it's working. Working a little bit. There's still 3 enemy mechs in the distance that have long-range weapons that act on 2. Yep, there goes the armor. 99 center torso health. Called shot for the left torso. Missed and hit center. Okay, no, it was only 2 in the distance. Alright, that's very good for us. What do you have in your head right now? An irreplaceable rangefinder. The evac zone is in a place where, in order to interact with it, we have to kill both of the lances of enemies no matter what.
Waiting for orders.
That sucks. Alright, well, our urgency has been reduced
Moving out.
considerably. Let's try to take advantage. Let's kill you first.
Hell yeah. It's on.
Alright, if we can get this other guy down, then they will no longer have vision. I mean, our Marauder's not going to be even useful anymore at this point, because it's not going to have any any guns that can do the job.
How's it going?
This is a big loss, man.
Roger.
Alright, what can I actually fire? Oh, you suck. Can I turn off a 20 and turn on... Okay. That is maximum yield. It's actually not better than just firing 220s, right? Because both of the smaller things deal 60.
Taking the top.
Okay, that's a good start. You gotta stand up and just get away.
Regained footing. Affirmative. Mech warriors, show 'em what
I
you
should have
got.
turned him around. His right side should be facing the enemies. Alright, well, they're getting pretty close to us.
Orders. Yes, Commander.
Man. How much center torso health do you have? Only 59? Ugh.
It's go time. Target eliminated.
Steam Fitter's heat management is just so bad.
Moving out.
Alright, so we're gonna have to go 3v4 against this this final enemy lance, but it's not necessarily undoable.
Confirmed.
You need to continue getting the hell out of
Copy
there.
that.
Yeah, man, that's a lot of very, very valuable tech we lost there. Let's reserve down. Let's try to get them to come forward as much as possible here. 65.
Awaiting orders.
Not really what I was hoping to see. Nobody can get vision, huh?
Yes, Commander.
Well, a little risky. So we got a catapult, an archer. Man, I am a little annoyed about the introduction of the archer to the game. Like, the enemies really did not need more things with 40 LRMs on them. Who am I going to sensor lock here? Because we're certainly not going to fire. Sensor locking the catapult feels pretty wasteful. Like with it having With it having bulwark up, I'm reluctant to fire on it at all. We'll just hit him, I guess.
Sensors locked on.
Waiting for orders.
Make him more available as a
I
target.
hear ya.
You
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
do your level best to cut him in half.
Special delivery.
Okay, 3 on 3.
And stay down.
Yes, Commander.
And we get to start seeing some damage here, although honestly I might not fire.
On my way.
Yeah, I'd rather not fire into the bulwarks. Let's just generate a little bit of cooling and... Oh, it's a Jaeger mech. So a lot of really good ranged combat here. What is everybody at heat-wise? Nothing. Despite the fact that they've been firing tons of long-range missiles the whole map. They just have the cooling, I guess. That's a little bit of a bummer. I would much rather they did not have the cooling. I'm going to let them try to move up a little bit here. There we go. Want to break some of those bulwarks.
I'm under heavy fire.
You gonna ace pilot? Okay, interesting. You move into a less secure position? I think he did. Probably not going to be able to take much of a shot here. Let's turn so my right side is facing the enemies. I think I'm going to jump in and just sensor lock his evasion off. He is definitely a high priority.
I've got a sensor lock.
Okay, it does seem like they're trying to be a little cautious about the heat. I think that was only half of that guy's missile allotment for the turn. Do we want to go in through the side on the Archer? Do we want to try to just core him real fast?
On you, Commander.
I mean, the Annihilator does not have... Well, I guess we actually have coolant vent up. We probably will be able to fire quite a few of the guns. But if the catapult's gonna reveal himself like that, maybe I'm better off going for that.
Uh-huh.
So he is certainly a lighter armored target. Do I want to shoot for the head, maybe? I'm looking at this. 215. We can generate 215 just hitting center.
Got it.
Alright, 3v2.
You're dead.
Good to go.
I think I do want to hit him in the side arc. There we go, that's what I want.
Move order received.
Side arc as direct as possible. What is legs like? 205? No, let's just go in through the side. Jeez, that is a lot of damage.
There's a hole in my armor. Orders?
We're definitely a little lucky that it's mostly landing at his extremities. Do I want to jump in and hit the flamethrowers? I mean, we can't... We can't overheat the thing, because it has no heat to begin with. What I might want to do instead is... I'm at this guy with the flamethrowers. I'd break line of sight on the Archer, which might be a bad idea. If I reserve down, the Archer's just going to take his turn right now, which is going to be real bad for Steamfitter in the situation he's in right now. But it doesn't get any worse. Yeah, I think we just jump in now, turn this guy off. Hopefully.
I understand.
And then we just have to endure whatever the Archer wants to do to us, but probably only just this one more time. Interesting. Apparently what he wants to do is cower.
What can I do for you?
Well, I'm not opposed to allowing a man to cower for a while, if that's, you know, what his heart's really set on. And I think we could knock a bunch of his guns off probably pretty quickly here. That might be worth doing. Oof.
Tell me what to shoot. Yeah, critical.
Yeah, heat management is a real problem out here.
Waiting for orders.
You're not even gonna move. You're just gonna coolant vent and give him whatever you can.
Firing the full power.
Alright, we might even just get Steam Fitter out of there.
Tango down.
Have him sensor lock and then move out.
10-4. Yep.
Or, I suppose, he could jump over. Can he hit the back? Oh, yeah, he can hit the back armor. I mean, he's not going to be able to do any damage to the back armor, because he doesn't have the... he will overheat if he fires almost any of his guns. But, he can flamethrower this guy, and at least make that true in both directions. Definitely not worth spending resolve.
Target acquired and locked in.
Orders.
Alright, that guy's life is going to be very difficult. The good news is, it won't be very difficult for long. I think we are done.
Hunkering down. Yep.
I really
I
don't understand that move. That didn't make a lot of sense to me. Alright, what are we looking at in terms of back armor here? I guess we want to shoot for the right torso, since we're not going to kill him either way.
Roger. Putting one in the back. Target's taking
Okay.
a critical hit.
And that will be the end of that, one has to assume.
Receiving you.
Waiting
Do we
for
have... Yep, wow. He just moved into a position where I don't even have to move to get direct line of sight. That's strategically questionable. A questionable move.
Gotcha.
Well, that was a little bit of a nightmare. That's a real tough one. But like I was saying, it's better that the game has missions that are like actually quite difficult. Bummed out about not seeing any of the mechs we need. Super bummed out about this thing. All three of those weapons were not easily replaceable. That PPC in particular. Well, I guess we're probably pulling that AC-10 off of the, what do you call it? Off of the Orion and putting it on this guy. So you see, AC-10's not actually irreplaceable. We totally have one. We will replace it. Comm system is fine. But I think we're probably just going to take mech pieces, because we can finish an archer and a battlemaster, and those will both sell for a fair amount of money. Oh man, LB-10X ammo. Lucky me. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I had hoped that that was gonna go a little bit better, a little bit cleaner, a little bit smoother. But we have done it. We have maxed out yet another reputation, so that's 10,000 more points. And it does leave me a little bit without a direct plan. I guess probably at this point we want to go over to Capellan space. We need to find planets in Capellan space where we might get to fight Merrick, right? We need to lower our Free Worlds League rep. What we really need are worlds where there's Free Worlds League and the Capellans and the Canopians. Is there stuff like that near the border? I mean, that's Merrick and Capellan. We do not need Lyran, which is nice. I mean, there's a lot of Merrick and Capellan stuff. This might not be all that easy. And remember, we can only travel so many more times. We are pretty short on time, 265. But our score's I was gonna say our score's gotta be looking better by now, right? Still, it's a little anemic. Oh well. That is gonna have to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. That one got a little rough, but you know, it's gonna happen every once in a while. We're gonna have a tough day. Come back next time, tomorrow, when things will go so much smoother, I'm sure. What could possibly go wrong? And we'll see you then.